Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight, for round 4 of season 29 of Sunday Night Lights, we're coming to you live and exclusive on Top Split TV from the sacred home, Mount Panorama, the sacred home of Australian motorsport. Of course, we had the big one out there today. The real life V8s were running around. Tonight, of course, we get the best action. The Skippies running around the sacred mountain for 10 laps for Sunday Night Lights. I'm your host tonight, Alex McKellar, and joining me as always is the chaotic one who I'm hoping is back in the booth with me at the moment. Corey, you back?
Yeah, I'm here, Alex.
Great. Corey Steinhauser joining me once again. Yeah, go for it.
Exciting race ahead of us here. Conditions far better than the start of the Bathurst 1000 this morning, and 5,400 soft. That is absolutely amazing. We've got 16 cars taking on the action here tonight, which is definitely nothing to sneeze at. And it should be a fairly exciting race here tonight, Alex.
Fairly exciting. You're going with the understatement award tonight, mate. I'm expecting it to be a bottler. There's been some amazing racing here this week, and hopefully that continues for us. For the folks on track and at home for tonight's round 4 of Sunday Night Lights. Leading us away from the drivers, car number 1, Pablo Espes, of course, has put the send of the year on last week at Lime Rock Park. He's back again this week to take on the Mountainous car number 1. Car number 2, Adam Miles for Miles Ahead Racing, the Skippy community rep in the blue and yellow hard charging machine that he is. That joins us as number 2, Oscar Chinchilla, the Spaniard in the Astro Racing Team livery. Sole Astro Racer, I think, here tonight. No Christian Perez, so Chinchilla will be leading the way. Dario Frattini back once again for FPM Cube Controls. The lone Italian. Oh no, there's 2 Italians in there tonight. He's got a compatriot a bit further down the order. He's car number 4. Yuan Si Lin from China and 5-Star Motorsport is back out there in action. I think he's out. It's about 3 a.m. in the morning where he is at the moment, so he's done well. Rasmus Vuori, there he is, the Finnish driver. He's been setting the Skippy world alight in the last season or so. Classically fast driver, great guy to race with, smart, controlled, and just blisteringly fast. Fascinating to see how he goes tonight. He's ahead of the multinational Frenchman. I say multinational, he's Dimitri Philippides. He's got the Greek name. He lives in Thailand. He's the French, half his mum's Australian. It's all over the place. Anyway, he's car number 7, Dimitri. Vasco Sorowski, the head clown himself for Team Clowns. He's car number 8 there, leading the ANZ charge out there tonight, just ahead of UK and I's Anthony Prime Minister Jones for Team Torpedo. He's the lone torpedo in the field after we lost Tim Hendrickson to mechanical failure, Corey, I believe it was.
Yeah, that's right. He broke the clamp for his wheel, so that's quite unfortunate that we don't have Mr. Hendrickson racing with us tonight. But to make up for it, we've got Laureus Amadio as our 10th plated car here tonight from Italy. It's great to see Laureus out there. New Zealand's fastest driver, Neil Gardner, coming out of the 11th plated car here tonight. Coming right behind him is going to be Team Milo's boss man, Russell Clark, as our 12th plated car. We've got Mark Lay from the Asia Club as our 13th plated car. And he's going to be looking fast with that brand new paint scheme on his car. We've got another Team Milo driver out there in the way of Luke Witten. Great to see Luke out there as a 14th plated car here tonight. We've got Akira Nakajima from Japan as our 15th plated car. And wrapping up the field, sneaking in Alex with a 39.14, Ryan Chenoweth from Oz NZ.
Yeah, the Wildlife Warrior himself. The only driver under 4K in the field tonight, just sneaks in with a 39.14, as you say. Nakajima, the lone Nagai Racing School driver, back for another crack. As you say, Luke Witten, the other Team Milo driver in the field. Don't let the seating, the car number 14 seating, fool you. This guy is lightning fast around here. He has got the pace to match it with anyone, and I expect to see him right up the pointy end. There's plenty to play for, plenty of drivers as I look through this list who could win it in the blink of an eye, as well as in it, because we know how hard the mountain bites around here, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. We especially have so many laps around here in a multitude of different cars that there's so many places where you just put one little step wrong and it is all over for your race hopes. And another interesting note out there, Russell Clark, the 12 car, Alex, finally cracked 5K. So he's starting to get up into the upper echelons of the big boys and starting to show what he's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to the Team Milo boss, man. It's a big milestone, 5,000 I rating. Of course, guarantees him a spot here on a Sunday night. As we've had, 5K has been the price of admission on some nights, but he's guaranteed that at the moment. And as we see the first laps start coming through, I don't think... did he actually set a lap? No, he didn't. He must have 1x'd his first lap, so he'll be fighting pretty hard. But Espes setting provisional pole, just ahead of Swarovski, who's done a blistering time there with a... Well, he's 4/10 off, but he's the best of the rest, so to speak, at this stage. And as I said, Luke Whitten, pace to burn, pace to match it with anyone around here. Currently sitting provisionally third, Corey.
Yeah, that's right. I expect Luke Whitten to be up in the top 5 for sure at the end of qualifying here. And Vasco Swarovski, it's great to see him up there provisionally P2. Hopefully he'll be able to improve on that, go one step higher and start it off the pole. I'm actually a little bit surprised. Anthony Jones down in P6 at the moment with his first lap. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him working his way up through the field if that is all that he can manage in qualifying, Alex.
Yeah, all sorts of quality around Mr. Jones. He won the warm-up race here tonight, and I expect him... But here's the thing, I was going to say, I expect him to be right in it here, as you do. But there's so many drivers, honestly. You look at Adam Miles, who's only on his first lap down in P9. One of the top 5 drivers going around on any day of the week, but there again there's quite a number of them in this field that would go in the top 5 or 10. It is the biggest race of the week, so I don't know who I'm picking at this stage. I haven't seen Espes race all week actually, so I don't know what his form like, but clearly what his form's like, I should say, but clearly the pace is there, Corey.
Oh, absolutely. Espes is usually one of those drivers who has pace, some to burn, and then some in reserve as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can come up with for his second lap here. He'll be the first one to finish, so we'll see what he gets as he comes around the final corner, turn number 23. And his opening time here, well, his time for the sake of qualifying,
did not improve, mate. Did not improve. He did a purple sector. Mars is doing a purple sector at the end. He's jumped up to P3. Swarovski stays second. And that's about it, I think. Yeah, because quali's over pretty quick here once they go, because there's not much time here. Anyway, I think we're pretty close to finishing. At a mile still, maybe. I think we're done. Tell me we're done. Yes, we are. Let's grab the grid. Pablo Espes, the Spaniard, grabbing pole here with a 31.1. Decent time in warm conditions. Team clowns. The head clown himself, Vasco Swarovski, does a fantastic job. Just the 2/10 or just under behind, joins him on the front row. Starting from third tonight, the lone Team Astro driver here, Oscar Chinchilla. Joining him on the second row will be Team Milo's and ANZ Club driver Luke Whitten. Third row of the grid, Wave Italy Racing Team's Laura Samadia starts out of fifth. Alongside him in sixth will be Rasmus Vuori from Finland. Anthony, Prime Minister Jones for Team Torpedo starts out of P7. Beside him on the fourth row, FPM Cube Controls Dario Frattini starts from eighth. Leading Japanese and lone Japanese driver here in the top split tonight. Starting from ninth for Nagai Racing School will be Akira Nakajima. 10th off the grid, Dimitri Philippides from France, out of Thailand. P11 off the grid, Yuan Si Lin for 5-Star Motorsport. 12th will be the other Team Milo and the Team Milo bossman, Russell Clark, the third newly minted 5K I-rating driver. 13th tonight, the most Canadian-sounding Asian club member you've ever heard, Mark Lay. 14th tonight, and disappointingly for Adam, no doubt, for Miles Ahead Racing will be Adam Miles. 15th of the grid will be the Wildlife Warrior himself. Goose Juice Racing's Ryan Chenoweth. Rounding out your field of 16 as they kick off or get away will be Mr. Neil Gardner, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. We've got 16 drivers, a 5,400 strength of field, 10 laps, which is about 62 kilometers of driving ahead of these guys. And for some, it'll feel like so much more than that as everyone is on the grid. The revs start to rise as the red lights mean rev. And the green lights mean go, as Fred the Flag Marshal vigorously waves his green flag upon the field. You see Pablo Espes immediately move over to the right side of the track, covering off Vasco Swarovski into Hell Corner as they start making their way up the mountain, Alex.
First time up the mountain, of course. The key passing zones here are at turn 2 at Griffins, and then, of course, into the chase at the end of Conrod Straight. Swarovski moving to the left-hand side, leaving the door open, but not under threat at this stage as they go line astern into Griffins for the first time round. Moves deeper down in the field. Adam Miles looking to move forward from his poor start. Gets on the inside of the second clown car in the field. Mark Lay makes one position of many he hopes to make tonight. Meanwhile, back up the front of the field, we've got the other clown car, Swarovski, taking it to Espes as they run up the mountain through the mid stages, lap 1, Corey.
That's right, Alex. Pablo Espes still leading the way with Swarovski in second. Everyone just kind of single filed out right now, which is about where we expect them all to be as we make our way through the top of the mountain for the first time over towards Skyline now. And I'm not expecting too much positional change here, but we're in one of the most difficult sections of the track, Alex, so we head towards the S's and the Dipper.
That's right, one of the most difficult sections of track anywhere, let's face it. And now they approach probably the most important corner on the circuit here at Forest Elbow. Espes leads them through. Swarovski, Chinchilla and Witten in tow. In fact, the whole field in tow. The whole field is separated by 6 seconds the first time down the mountains. What's Swarovski going to do? Is he close enough? He is 2 tenths now behind the leader, Espes. What does Espes do? Does he defend? Swarovski not under threat behind, makes the move for the lead on the approach to the kink. The drivers hitting just over 200 k's an hour, closer to 210 in draft. They don't quite top out here, but they come very close as it all compresses up now into the chase for the first time round. And the field's still very close, although there's a gap a bit further down. I'm just trying to spot where it is. Adam Miles is on the tail end, side by side. Philippides and Clark. Clark goes through into the final zone. Philippides not going to defend it, but he's got Miles around the outside of the final corner to worry about as well. Oh, Miles really trying to make up and work hard to get forward, but at the moment not going his way as we see a couple of 2x2s get sorted in the midfield. And they all get settled again. Miles will no doubt be looking to maximise his run up the hill as we remain led by Swarovski. We see Espes make the move up the inside, a very familiar move it's been this week, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. One of the most common moves around here is the inside of turn 2, and Espes gets that one cleared before they reach the corner. And this is where everyone's just trying to find their groove right now. The tyres are still not quite up to temp, but they're very close to it, so everyone's going to start pushing the limits here, seeing what they can do, but they're also going to try and be careful. As I said, Alex, disaster is just one small step away, and if it happens at the front of the field, especially going across the top of the mountain, it's more than likely not going to involve just one car.
Nah, that's right. They're essentially flat from the time they exit the cutting all the way through to the downhill cresting. Well, once they crest Skyline is about where you lift. The brave souls amongst this lot won't lift over the crest, they'll lift after it, if you can believe that. Those playing at home who have driven a skippy around here, driven anything around here, they'll know that that is the stuff of legends around here, and these guys certainly making that sort of statement here tonight. As the front, what do we got? About the front 5, I think Viore, no, 6, 7, 8, they're all still in it. I thought I saw a little gap, but the gap doesn't sort of open up until Chinchilla on the back of this one for Astro leaves Frattini behind. We've got about a 1.3 second gap. That'll expand down here as the draft really sucks the drivers in the front pack towards the leader. And this time it's Witten making the move on Swarovski. We saw Espes go by in the Griffins, and Witten's going to take the double draft. Can he get the 2 for 1 side by side? Plenty of action happening in this front pack as the cards get shuffled once again through the hard braking zone at the chase. Espes all over the tail of Witten. Bump drafting not really the done thing in these cars. Espes shows the nose into the final corner but settles, and this front pack of 7 settles down for the end of lap 3, or the end of lap 2, if you can believe it. Corey, start of lap 3.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. I saw a little bit of action going on coming out of the chase that time. I'm not sure who was involved. I can see the 7 car.
Oh, hang on. Let me go see if I can find it. Oh, my double click's not working. There it is. Philippides. Oh, it's already happened at that point. Let me see if this is it. Hang on. Philippides is well and truly. Oh, it checked up and then it's all hooked up, and Frattini's come off the worst out of Philippides, I should say. And that was all she wrote. Sorry, Corey, as we jump back to live pictures up the front.
That's right. Espes has once again retaken the lead. Another nice little pass going up into turn 2. And behind them, we see a little bit of action going on as Anthony Jones starts making his way up into 4th place, getting around Viore, and he's going to start making his charge towards the front, but he's got 2 Aussies and Pablo Espes to try and get around here, Alex.
Yeah, Jones moving forward up 3 positions, equal to most in the field. The only one who's up more is Adam Miles. Adam Miles up 4 positions now, where he started in 14th up to 10th. I think he might struggle to do too many. He's got a couple in front of him that he should be able to manage in the next little bit. However, after that, Amadio's now joined this front pack. It's a front pack of 7, but they have about it's just under 2 second gap. And once Niles, assuming he does successfully navigate the 2 drivers in front, he's got his work cut out for him to get onto this lead pack as they start pumping down Conrod Straight once again.
That's right. It's putting the engines in these little skippies all the way to the limit as they come down Conrod Straight once more. And you can see Luke Witten getting into the draft position, pulling out to the right side of the track. He's going to make that move stick before the kink. Now let's see if Espes can fight back. And he's definitely gone a little bit deeper into the brakes, but just couldn't quite get the move stuck, so he pulled it back a little bit more. As the action is definitely heating up here as we come down to the final corner. And it looks like Anthony Jones was about to look around the outside of Swarovski real quick, but definitely thought better of that. The last corner is not a place where you generally see an outside overtake stick here, Alex.
No, that's it. And you can see in the background there, Chinchilla moving out of the draft briefly. He's actually one to watch. I pick him as one to watch. Did a couple of races with Oscar during the week. He is just amazing out of Forest Elbow. He's also a very patient driver. He's sitting here on the back of the front pack. That's all he's got to do. Just sit here out the back, wait for his time and his opportunities to open up in the second half of the race. No point in busting a gut early on, as we see up front. Espes looking to go through Swarovski, looking to follow him. Swarovski takes the inside line, more to defend. Shows the nose on Witten. Witten's going to get the slow run out, and Swarovski likely in the box seat to go through. No. They settle as they go through the cutting. Very, very important corner, the cutting as well. 3 key corners. The cutting is one of them. This is essentially one long curvy straight. It's all flat from the cutting all the way to Skyline, as we said. And if you get it wrong here, it can be very costly. Whilst, passing opportunities up here are really the stuff of where angels fear to tread, Corey. If you get a poor run, it certainly can be costly.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. I've been the victim of many overtakes across the top of the mountain, especially back in our league racing days here. And I tell you what, it's scary stuff. And as you said, where angels fear to tread, it's definitely the most accurate statement that could be said. As we make our way through the dipper once more, This is where everyone's going to start trying to get ready for the final Forest Elbow, as they all will try and jockey for the best exit they can here. And Swarovski actually swung out a little bit wider than most drivers that time, just about clipping the wall, Alex, trying to maximize the amount of space that he uses to get onto Conrod Straight.
Absolutely. I think he's going to come under threat from Jones here. Espes had a fantastic run down the mountain. That means just as they crest the mid hump of Conrod, 3 wide, are they going to go? Oh, yes, nearly. They tried. They thought about it. Jones thinking about going through there on Swarovski, but Swarovski defends once again through the chase. Witten with a beautiful exit out of the chase. Pick of the bunch there. Similarly to Espes' run down the mountain. Fantastic. Espes just moving over to his left to, shall we say, discourage any moves into the final corner. But I think these guys know now is not the time to be doing that, as once again Chinchilla moves over to make sure that he's not compressing too much, as we check in on the second pack now, which, like I said, Miles, he hasn't cleared that pack as quickly as we thought he might, or perhaps he thought he might. And now there is a gap up to Amadio from Yuan Tzi Lin of about 3.5 seconds, as we see Miles this time around make the move up Mountain Straight, get on the front of Lin. Lin not giving it up quite yet, and now he does, though, as we see Espes force Witten wide, and Swarovski goes through. Oh, he'll be spewing. I missed the overtake, but he's got it done. And Espes, oh, in fact, Witten's been rolled. Viori's gone through as well. He's lost it a couple of positions. Let me just see. I'll go back and see if I can get the overtake. It was up Mountain Straight. We saw Espes go by. This is the replay, folks. And look at that. Smart. Swarovski follows Espes up the inside, momentarily making it 3 wide, if you don't mind. I'm glad we came back and had a look at this one. Swarovski comes across, opens the corner up in front of Espes, forces Witten out wide, and beautiful work from Viori, who came through underneath Witten, who was compromised on the outside. There's no grip out there, and that, folks, is painful for Witten to watch back, but beautiful strategy from all the drivers as we return to live pictures as they approach once again the most important corner on the track down here at Forest Elbow, Corey.
That's right, Alex. And one thing that the viewers at home might not realise is that most of the weeks in the year, 50 weeks out of the year, this is all public road. So the road is cambered in a way where, you know, the middle is, you know, the highest point of the road. So, you know, when it rains, the water can go off each side as Espes now makes his move up onto the inside of Swarovski. And here comes Viori as well. He's going to try and make it 3 wide, possibly, maybe not. But he's still going to try and take over second from Swarovski. Let's see how deep will Swarovski go onto the brakes. And he's not going to go that deep, actually. Actually, might lose the spot here to Witten as they come out of the chase, as the action definitely starting to heat up right now. Still, side by side, they go into the final corner. They're going to go 3 wide. No. I think that's Oscar Chinchilla behind him, just looking to the inside of Swarovski ever so slightly, not going with it as Luke Witten takes over 3rd place now. And look at the gap between Viori and Witten now, Alex.
Yeah, look, the 2x2 as it continues. Amadio and Jones has been shuffled all the way back here, but he'll have the preferred position up Mountain Straight, giving the inside to Griffins. But look, Viori and Espes have got almost a breakaway. They're 9/10. It'll compress up here. Oh, Swarovski having a look up the inside into Griffins. They are 7/10, 6/10. Compromise line in will cost him a bit of time, but will he still have draft? 7/10 and holding. Our front pack remains a single pack, as only just would be the words I would suggest, Corey.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the most accurate way you could say that one, Alex, as they come out of the cutting once more, coming across the top of the mountain, flat out, and you only chirp 5th gear coming out of Reed Park, which is you know, a little bit crazy to think about with the undulation of this track across the top of the mountain. It's hard to imagine where you can pick up speed, but the draft definitely helps, as they would have all just clipped into 5th gear coming over that little hump due to Skyline, and this is where the Brave will definitely prosper. As a little bit sideways there was Witten coming through the S's, Alex, as the driver's starting to push a little bit harder as we're past halfway.
Yeah, beautiful run from Espes once again. Look at the gap he's opened up as he locks the inside front going through the elbow once again, and that's brought Swarovski right onto Viori's tail. I imagine Espes, it was a combination of Espes having a great run and Viori having not his best performance. This has let Swarovski in. What's Witten going to do? You can see Chinchilla looking in the background, thinking, can he make it forward in this group? They're in the second half of the race now. Tail end of lap 6 of 10. Witten, oh, he's going to try and follow Swarovski through this time. I don't know. Oh, he's going to have a look on Swarovski now. Went from following him through to having a look through the chase. Beautiful. Oh, there's a slowdown out there. Swarovski back on the circuit. Chinchilla now making the move. Are they they're not going to go 3 wide into the final corner and lose the leaders again, are they? 2 wide only. So Chinchilla around the outside. The half-committed Witten holds on, and they continue on the start of lap 7 now. This is still one pack, if you can believe it. The draft has not been broken all the way down to Loris Amadio in P7, but Yuan C. Lin is now only 1.5 seconds. They were 3 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. That lead cut in half with all the battling. And look at the background action led by Ryan Chenoweth. These guys having a battle of their own. You got Chenoweth, Clark, Lay, Frattini and Gardner all having a crack. Look at them side by side up Mountain Straight, just like their compatriots up the front. Side by side, it's Chenoweth on the outside, Clark on the inside, Lay trying to follow. He'll go through the inside of Chenoweth as he's left to hang out to dry. And away we go, up just like the leaders. The same kind of strategy being played out here by some of the other drivers in this field, showing just how it's done all throughout the field. As we jump back up front, we got Espes, Viori, Swarovski still right in, although he's about 7/10 off. Not his best run up the mountain, but Chinchilla now behind him. Jones, Witten being relegated another spot down to 6 with Amadio, wrapping out this front pack. Although it's only just a front pack, 8 tenths now separating second and third, Viori and Swarovski, Corey.
That's right, Alex. Now, this is where Swarovski really needs to pick up his bravery and start going a little bit deeper into the S's if he wants to try and close this gap in a little bit. It's going to be hard for him to do it on the straights, especially with Viori having to draft off of Espes as well. And even then, that gap between Espes and Viori is definitely not small. It's about 7 tenths as they come out of Forest Elbow. And, you know, it's going to be hard for just all these gaps to close up, Alex, as it looks like side by side goes Chinchilla and Swarovski this time. Chinchilla is going to try and take away fourth, and I imagine that he will do it as Anthony Jones and Luke Witten behind him go side by side as well, Alex.
First time tonight we've seen the rocket-like launch. Oh, 3 wide into the chase. No. 2 wide only. Swarovski getting compromised. Jones and Witten going through. Swarovski shuffled back to 6. All that came, though, from the absolute launch out of Forest Elbow from Chinchilla. That is his strong suit. And I said it earlier in the race, wait for him to be patient, and then when it counts, start moving forward. And that's what he's done. He's up to P3, chasing down the leaders. He is 9 tenths into the first corner. What sort of run does the Spaniard get out? The Lone Astro Racing Team driver, 9 tenths on exit, and he will close up with draft, Corey. The race is back on. Espes, Viori, hoping to run away with it. Viori last lap round, Corey, did a 29.99, the first magic 29 for the night.
Oh, that is incredible, Alex. It's been a while since I've personally seen a 29 around here. And, wow, that's nuts. Obviously draft assisted, especially coming down Conrod Straight, but nevertheless, that doesn't take away how special of a number that 29.9 is. As we come through the cutting once more, we've only got about 2 3/4 laps left for running this race, Alex. This is where I'm going to put the pressure on you. Who do you have your money on to finish this race on P1?
Oh, mate, if he was more aggressive, if he was a more aggressive racer, I'd say Chinchilla. But at this stage, I think where aggression pays is in the final stages of the race. Espes is probably where my money is. Viori's got the pace to match it with him, but perhaps not the aggression. Chinchilla, watch this. He is 4/10 coming down to 3/10 speed. Look at that. Look at his run down the mountain. It's outstanding. He closed up a 1/10 and a half there. Although I say that and I put the mockers on him. Watch his launch out of here. So he's going to launch his 5/10 on the way in. 5/10. Oh, mate, I've dead set put the mocker on him and Jones is going to gobble him up. As for my money, mate, I'm going to have to stick with Espes after the last couple of weeks and seeing what he's prepared to do to win a race.
I would have to tend to agree with you, but I'm going to play the dark horse here and say I think Fiori's going to get the draft at the right time and take it. Speaking of getting the draft at the right time and taking it, Fiori going for the lead. He gets it going into the chase this time as we're going to come to 2 laps to go, which means 2 more times coming through the chase and at least 4 more times of the deck being shuffled here, Alex. But you know, one thing I did notice is both Fiori and Chinchilla whacked the wall on the outside coming out of the dipper, which is what extended the gaps there a little bit as they were coming down towards Forest Elbow.
100%, but what you can also see is that it didn't hurt him much right there in the mix. Well, who is not is Sorosky. Sorosky and Amadio have both dropped off. I don't know what happened to Sorosky that lap. As he runs wide again. Now he's trying to make up time that he's lost, and that is only a recipe to get caught by the guys behind as well. Meanwhile, up front, Espes forced to go the long way round. Now we're starting to see the strong tactics come out, or the strong tacticians. Fiori knowing that the inside is how you defend getting double, triple passed up here. As on the outside, Witten, was it? Yeah, he's trying to go around the outside still after getting freight trained earlier in the race. But desperate times call for desperate measures, as they say. Fiori now, as you say, Corey, he's in the prime position. He can overtake into the chase and then be overtaken into Griffin's the final time round to then repeat that process potentially for the final lap. Yeah, right, Fiori's in the box seat. If he can lift the aggression in this final lap, he may be the one to beat.
Well, that is what I'm personally hoping for, Alex, as Chinchilla now closed right up onto the back of these two, and he's going to be the absolute dark horse of the top 3 right now, Alex. He's the one who's going to get the double draft off of our 2 leaders as they're starting to extend the gap a little bit back to Anthony Jones in 4th. It's not much. He's still in draft, but it's just enough that he might not make a move as Chinchilla makes the one tiny little mistake, Alex, and it's all over for him.
Oh, he has been so good down the mountain this week. And then that, he's done well. Everyone's avoided him. I'm shattered. The guy, I would have loved to have seen him win one, but he's a gentleman and a scholar. And unfortunately, perhaps pushing too hard in an area of strength, and he's overcooked it. But we've seen, can I tell you, the lap of the race last time round, Luke Witten did a 29.35. That will go close to getting him the lap of the week, if I'm not mistaken, although I think it might have been a low 29. Oh, Luke Witten sideways through the chase. Comes out, is now really pushing very, very hard and potentially costing himself a chance. As we come down to the final lap, Corey, positions are as expected. Although not, actually. Fiori did not get the move done. He may have to... look, if it was me and I'm in P2, I sit, but I can't because you've got Anthony Jones behind pushing forward. He knows he probably can't win it from 3rd, so he wants P2. Watch Fiori hug the right. He'll hug the right. Oh, I'll tell you, it's going to be close, Corey. Who's your money on now, mate?
I've still got my money on Fiori. I still think he's a dark horse. As you said, he's just sitting there behind Espes right now. He's not looking at making the overtake. If anything, he's just following in the tyre tracks of Espes to try and ward off Anthony Jones. As you can see, they're going into Griffins this time. Anthony Jones looking for the outside pass. It is possible, but it is also very difficult with the way that the road campers away. And now Anthony Jones is going to be under threat from Luke Witten going into the cutting around the outside. And look at Luke Witten. He couldn't get the outside around the Griffins, but he's definitely got it going around the cutting, Alex.
Outside of the cutting, Luke Witten take a bow. That's outstanding. Did you see the strategy there, Corey? Fiori blocked up the inside, blocked it up, didn't block, he blocked it up so that Jones couldn't go around the inside with him. You saw Espes leave the door open. Viore not walk through it deliberately as Jones shows a nose across the top of the mountain. Oh, nearly costs him everything. He can't win it from fourth. He knows that he might have a chance from third, but Witten now the only one with that chance as they run down the hill once again. Beautiful strategy being played out there, Corey. Oh, it's it. Viore's blown it. He's kissed the wall. Espes now with everything to lose. He's got 7/10 to make up as Viore. Espes locks up into the elbow for the last time. Viore might be able to do it, but he's going to have two cars who want to do it just as much right on his tail as we run down the mountain for the last time. Espes trying to make it very, very difficult. I think it's Espes, his race to lose from here as they crest the little rise at the middle of the final straight of the race. Now as we see Viore under all sorts of pressure, Witten throws it up the inside of the chase. Is he there? He is, but oh, beautiful driving side by side. Jones will come up the outside now into the final corner, but it's Espes. Espes' race to lose from here. He defends into the final corner. Viore tries to go the long way around. Espes covers, but Espes once again. Viore under threat now from Witten, who gets it on the line. 3 wide across the line for the minor positions, and it's Luke Witten leading the ANZ drivers, grabbing P2 ahead of Rasmus Viore and Anthony Jones. But it's Espes, Corey. Espes takes out a famous first Spanish victory at the mountain. Maybe. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Oh, I reckon it might be pretty close, but what an excellent race. That was... Wow. What a way to end it. 7/10 of a second coming out of the elbow to combine in 3 wide across the line per second. Oh, you can't write this stuff, Alex. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Let's jump back and see. Oh, hang on, I want Espes around the time of the flag. What I really want to see is Witten's run. Let's have a look here. Witten, why don't we slow it down a bit? See if I can't find the cockpit. Let's see what Witten's looking at as he comes down. Actually, I'll do it this way. Let's grab the roll bar and do this one. Here we go. So he's in P3 and he's fighting for it at the moment. As he comes through the final corner, you see Jones squeezes him and all the hopes and dreams that power that torpedo mobile. Can't drive Jones near enough, and Rasmus has missed the outside. Jones following him behind eagerly, trying to get the position, but it's Witten who drives the classic line and drives over for the second step on the dice as we see Espes in the foreground, making every post a winner in that one, Corey. Fantastic finish to this one. Fantastic week of racing brought to a close here by that race.
That's exactly right, Alex. As all the drivers, you'll see that most of the drivers are still on track, and that's because for some of the viewers who don't know, Alex, there's a little bit of a tradition around here at Bathurst. The end of the race,
here we go. Yeah.
You go and do the Bathurst jump.
Yeah, we're on it now. Who's leading the way? Surely it's Russell Clark leading the way. Of course it is. Behind him is Mark Lay. Here we go, folks. Oh, if I'd remembered, I would have had the music teed up and everything, but I don't. So we'll just have to picture the song. I believe I can fly. I'm not going to sing it, Corey, but here we go. Mark Lay, Russell Clark, Frattini in the background, Gardner, and oh my gosh, a whole bunch of skippies just, disappearing off into the never never. And there you go. That's the Bathurst tradition. As it played out here at Sunday Night Lights. All right, let's grab our results then. If I can, there we go. Round 4 here for season 29 of Sunday Night Lights from the Great Mount Panorama in Bathurst. Pablo Espes did what he needed to do. He got a surprisingly good run, only in so much as the advantage he achieved over his rivals down the mountain for the final time. Well done to Espes, who takes out his second race in a row in somewhat less dramatic fashion this week. Luke Witten, fantastic return to Sunday Night Lights here at Mount Panorama. The ANZ driver finishing one step short of the top of the pops here tonight, finishing in second for Team Milo. Rasmus Viore drove strongly all night, and it was only in going for the victory that he was pipped by Witten and finishes in third here tonight. Anthony Jones Anthony, Prime Minister Jones for Team Torpedo, right in it up to his neck, finishes in fourth ahead of the head clown for Team Clowns there, Vasco Sorowski, who is similarly, after qualifying in second, was in it up to his eyeballs right into the finish. Unfortunately, he still managed the top five, although I know he'll be dirty on that because he wanted to win. Loris Amadio for Wave Italy Racing behind him in sixth. And Adam Miles, who I said didn't qualify where he perhaps wanted to and perhaps could have, up 7 positions, is the biggest mover in the field, finishing in seventh, just ahead of 5-Star Motorsports Yuan Si Lin. Similarly, behind him in ninth is Akira Nakajima for Nagai Racing School, representing Japan here tonight. He's done a lot of laps here this week too, and a good result for him there in ninth. Position 10 went to Ryan Chenoweth, the Wildlife Warrior for Goose Juice Racing. Newly minted 5K driver, Mr. Russell Clark, who remains on, he might have just ducked under 5K after that one, finishing in 11th, the Team Milo Boss Man. P12 are the last of the SNL point scoring positions. Mark Lay for Team Clowns. Neil Gardner, Captain 499 for ANZ, down there in 13th. 14th tonight, Dario Frattini for FPM Cube Controls. I think this might be his first trip to the mountain, as in this season. No doubt he'll be stronger for the run and come back firing next season. Oscar Chinchilla, the lone Team Astro driver. He was my pick at one point. Unfortunately, his strength became a weakness and he finishes down in 15th, just ahead of Dimitri Philippides from France. He had that unfortunate incident earlier in the race. It cost him dearly, Corey.
Well, that's exactly right, Alex. And, what a way to finish off a great Bathurst race. These guys definitely put on one hell of a show the entire way through. And, Bathurst never ceases to disappoint and amaze as, these drivers put it all on the line and they made sure that we had the best viewing of that possible. But I think it's about time for us to get on with some driver interviews, as we've got a couple of people just waiting for us in the green room there, Alex.
Absolutely. Let's start with one Adam Miles, who we said just after the race was, of course, the biggest mover in the field, up 7 positions. Not where he wanted to qualify, Adam, but certainly a strong finish, all things considered.
Yeah, I was just telling Ryan in the green room that qualifying was actually really good, except that lap. I don't know what I was doing. I must have been dithering at the start of the when the green lights went out. I left the pits maybe 20 seconds after I could have done, but still did my normal sort of weaving. And so I got onto the Conrod straight and suddenly realised, hang on a minute, this is going to be close for getting 2 laps in, and basically started my first lap with 2 minutes 31 times 2 on the clock.
Oh no.
My first lap was okay, nothing special, P14, and then the second lap was good enough for third, and it registered like on the Delta bar like a 2:31.4, but it didn't count. It was half a second too late, so left myself all to do in the race, and the race went all right. I mean, 14th to 7th, worked with Wansi Lin the whole race, and we made up ground, but just you can't start P14 and expect a good result.
Nah, that's it, mate. I think 7 is a good result given the circumstances, mate, and only, I'm trying to pick, 5 seconds off the lead in the end, which is a strong performance ultimately. Probably serves you well running into Sunday night SNS, I should say, against the great Leo Ovtcharov tomorrow. Hopefully the qualifying run goes a bit better for you there, mate. But fantastic week of racing, fantastic opening month to the season. You must be happy with how things are going in the community at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I 2 or 3 people have asked me this week whether I deliberately put Bathurst to coincide with the event this weekend, and I can't take any credit. It was a complete fluke, but the participation looks to have been really strong all week. So 4 really good weeks, which hopefully should serve us well going into Barber next week.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Look forward to it too. Don't forget, folks, Barber next week. I can tell you it's a highly underrated track. It's great in the skips. Make sure you get out there, mate. But thank you very much for joining us once again, Adam. Great to see you out here on a Sunday night. Look forward to seeing you in the rest of the races this season. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight, mate?
I think just you yourself, Corey, and anyone involved in the broadcast. It's much appreciated, and I'm gonna go watch it back because it looks like it was a good one.
Yeah, there was some stuff going on up front, that's for sure. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, Alex.
There you go, Corey. Adam Miles, of course, the community rep for the Skip Barber series on iRacing, doing a great job, putting a lot of effort in, a lot of thought into how we can structure the seasons coming to maximise the participation in this amazing series that puts on racing like we saw here tonight.
That's exactly right, Alex. And it may have been an accident, but it was definitely a happy accident that the Bathurst race with the Skippies coincided with the real life Bathurst 1000. But Adam definitely does a lot behind the scenes, and you guys should show him all the love and the support because he does work so very hard to help the Skippy community grow to what it has become. And if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for the Skippy community, we definitely wouldn't be here doing this every week. But here we are, we're doing it, and we can only go up from here, Alex.
100%, mate. Absolutely. Now, another big mover in our field was the wildlife warrior himself, Mr. Ryan Chenoweth for Goose Juice Racing. Ryan, mate, up 5 positions. That's nothing to sneeze at in a race like this.
No, I'm quite happy with that, Alex. I hadn't been on track very much lately, and I was happy with that for sure.
Yeah, mate, looked like a bit of good battling going on there. Have you done much racing this week? Looked like you had some strategies worked out there.
Oh, I reckon I maybe did 2 or 3 races this week, and that was it. Life gets in the way a little bit. So yeah, I was coming in here not expecting to do that well, but yeah, I got up there a little bit.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. Of course, all the ANZ drivers grow an extra leg here at Bathurst. A number of us will have done our fair share of laps, that's for sure, whether it be this season or previous ones. As we say, it is the sacred home of Australian motorsports and the place we all come to pray at the temple of the great Mount Panorama. Now, mate, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, the family as always, and a special shout out to Macy tonight. And as always, you guys, thank you.
No worries. Thanks, Ryan. Look forward to speaking to you again in the coming weeks, mate.
Same to you, mate. Cheers.
There you go, Corey. He snuck in as car number 16, last driver in the field, qualified in 15th, just ahead of his number, and moved up 5 positions. That's not a bad night out.
Oh, definitely not, Alex. And the 21 I rating that comes with his finishing position is also a pretty good effort, considering he just snuck in. So he made the most of the opportunity when it arose for him, and +5 at Bathurst with the 5400 strength of field. That takes a lot of effort, and we talk about how good Adam Miles is, but we don't really talk too much about the underrated performance like Ryan getting +5, which is it's pretty cool, honestly. I mean, I wish I could get there one day, but I'm just not fast enough yet.
Oh, mate, everyone's got the chance to get there. Few laps or a few million laps around Bathurst should be sweet. Now, speaking of I-rating jumps, big shout out Luke Whitten. I often say that don't look at the number on the car. The drivers in this field are in there for a reason. He's gone up just the 2 positions after qualifying for, finished the second, picked up 106 I-rating. Get that in here. That's not a bad meal for dinner, I imagine. But also shout out to Nathan Verney. Started 10th in the second split, only to take it out with a great victory for Locked On iRacing, for Locked On Racing there. Fantastic effort from Mr. Verney. One more driver to speak to tonight. Not the happiest driver out there, I imagine, Mr. Dario Fattini, who unfortunately looked a bit short of a run here potentially tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dario. Is your first time at the mountain this time round?
Yep. First of all, just want to ask if my voice is okay. I just changed
good,
my
mate.
mic.
Yeah, it's all
okay,
good.
That's good. It's the first time I actually bought the track this week. I know it'll take a while. You need some experience to get some of those corners right. So I wasn't expecting too much of the race. It went worse than expected, but it is what it is, really. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, I can only encourage you by saying that it does get easier. There's a lot to learn about this track, where the bumps are, where the strategy is best executed, and how to do it. So you got the good first season under your belt. And I can tell you, with your pace and the way you conduct yourself around the track, I'm sure next season will be even better, mate. So all the best with that. And anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight before we let you go?
Well, as always, yourself. I can't wait to watch the broadcast back, even if I spent most of it at the back, because you do a great job every week. And well done to Pablo for winning. I was looking at a relative, and I don't think he's been overtaken the whole race. Maybe I missed it, but yeah, blistering pace, even though he hasn't shown up for the whole week, and everybody else on the podium really.
Yeah, absolutely. Some strong performances out there, and Espes less perhaps adventurous in his victory this week, but still getting it done up the front. So well done, as you say, to Pablo. He's really making a strong claim both for SNL and for the season overall. So thanks very much again for joining us, Dario. It's always great to talk to you. We look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Yeah, thank you. See you next week.
There you go, Corey, Dario Fratini, showing, that even one of the fastest guys going around can find a new and unique challenge here at Mount Panorama, the great circuit that it is. Like I said, he'll be better for the run next season, and perhaps one to watch out for.
Oh, absolutely. Alex Fratini is one of those guys who can just almost instantaneously adapt to a situation and a circuit and make the most of it. And he didn't quite make the most of it here tonight. But I tell you what, I've got about 500,000 laps around here, mostly in the Skippy, and he's probably got about 100, and he's already so much faster than me. So, he's done great. He's, checked it off the list. And hopefully next season when we come back here, he's just going to be absolutely on pace and towards the front of the field.
Yeah, 100%. All right, folks, that might just about do us. Corey, do you want to let the folks at home know what you got on this week?
So on Wednesday, Thursday, the Output Racing League is on once again. We're going to be going to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 1.5 miles for 100 laps, which will be pretty fun. A lot of drivers really rate the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. On Friday, I'll be doing a street stock league running on road courses, which is always a little bit of fun. On Saturday night, I'll be at the Pinjar Park Speedway, and I'll be live streaming the Outlaw Kart Racing, and you can find that at facebook.com/speedwaymeme69. And then it's back here again with you on Sunday, Alex, as we go and tackle the full course for Barber Motorsports Park.
Yeah, mate, looking forward to that one. Should be a good night out. But, of course, everything around the top split is where the action is at. Top split on YouTube is where you'll find this and all the other race replays, as well as a few of my own races, which have been gathering a bit of interest. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and all the good things over there. Of course, don't forget to check us out each and every week here on Top Split TV on Twitch, 9:15 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, which is GMT plus 11 at the moment for those folks overseas. The Discord community is where you'll find us, and all the results, now that I've actually updated them, are there for everyone each week, and ask all the questions, talk about the SNL stuff over there on our Discord community. But that, folks, might do us for now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us once again. It is greatly appreciated. Your support both on the track and off is very much appreciated. But on behalf of the Chaotic One, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and until next time, I will say ciao for now.